this year. Yes, we're a consumer economy, but most of the businesses that we have are actually BPOs, call centers and whatnot. So one of the main things that is an advantage in terms of outsourcing to our country is that we're very talented. Yes, I'm Filipino, so I know we're quite talented in terms of processing things, whether it be voice, whether it be data processing or whatnot. That's one of the main things. And because that is the case, since we don't really manufacture a lot, since the main thing that we do is mostly services, human capital is actually quite critical. However, the sad thing about the Philippines as well is that we're not so human capital management centric. We're very old school in terms of Cr8v management. So what is the difference between human capital management and Cr8v? Right? When you hear HR automation, the first thing that pops into your mind is usually timekeeping or payroll, right? So that's usually a very cutting edge path. So, but if you hear about HR automation, most of the companies, especially small businesses in our country, will actually say, oh yeah, that's biometrics machine. Yeah, hindi na kami bonding lock. We have this fingerprint sensor na sa pinto, and therefore, we are HR automated. However, if you can imagine, right, where in our country is the services industry, that means our capital is human capital. And then that's the level of automation that we do. We can't be as competitive as we can be. We're ranked as one of the best BPO countries in the world, but we're managing things very traditionally. And again, that's why I think that this event of SEDCI is such an important milestone in terms of helping small businesses and enterprises actually move their businesses forward. Now, again, the right HR is not clerical. It's not about the value that certain HR people think is the case pa rin. Wherein, when we started this out in 2009 and we became consultants in terms of HR automation, a lot of the people that we spoke to got very afraid. Because, of course, we would normally get invited by the business owner, and then the second meeting would be with the HR. And then the HR people that we would actually get to talk to, they fear that what we're going to bring in would be their undoing. Diba? Parang, okay, why would I endorse the system? This system's gonna get me fired. Because I'm the guy who processes the payroll, and then if I buy the system that processes payroll for me, then I'm out. Now that's sad, no? Because that's usually the mentality that we have or that we experience here. However, again, the difference between Cr8v and human capital management is that if you're HR, you're just processing timekeeping and payroll. You're not really actually maximizing what your business can do. Because as a service company, as a services company, most small businesses in the Philippines are such. Your value or the value of the business is actually its people. So that's why older companies, 10-year, 15-year companies are more competitive than let's say a 1-year company. Because a 1-year company is still developing their people. So that's what we call human capital. Now, the more training you give your people, the better they are, the better your business is. And that is actually the job of HR, to take care of this human capital. To make sure that they grow, to make sure that they are trained, to make sure that they are happy, and most importantly, and especially in our millennial mentality generation, to make sure that they are retained. You don't want to be training this guy and then only to leave after 6 months. That is the job of HR. It's not taga-compute ng body clock or taga-salon ng payroll disputes. That's not the job of HR, not anymore. This is the job of software. Because people are supposed to think, they're not processors, they're not an automaton or a robot. Diba? We're 2017 already, 2018 in how many days? 60 days? So we have software to do this. Now, of course, overseas, a lot of these companies are already on that plane, no? few, maybe last year, 2 years ago. But the Philippines is still catching up to this. So that is why, again, it's exciting because now it's actually quite possible for this to be reached by a lot of small businesses and enterprises in the Philippines because of our partner SEDCI. Now, SEDCI's skill sets when it comes to infrastructure, and of course, Cr8v solutions skill sets when it comes to HR automation and software development makes it a good partnership. Because like our friends at Globe sort of kind of scared us earlier with, is data privacy is critical, right? That's why everyone's afraid to do things in the cloud. And back in 2009, when we were doing this, everyone's like, yeah, we want it on-premise because things might be hacked or whatnot. But of course, today, your data centers are more secure than the on-premise solutions.